the one and only Clay Guida is here. Hi, Clay. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you making some time for us. Your parents, I met them at your fight in Fairfax, Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Are they still coming to all your fights?
Oh, absolutely, man. My parents come to all the fights. We'll see if we can get them down to Brazil for this one, but they try to stay stateside. So we might keep them back home and the viewing party, obviously. But if they're not there in person, they're always there in my corner, just like you guys are.
Man, they for folks who may not have been there, they had, correct me if I'm wrong, Clay, they had T-shirts, they had signs, flags, the whole 9 yards. I've never seen, well, maybe Tyron Woodley's mother is also kind of like that, but it's pretty rare, man.
Yeah, you know what? They go to drastic measures for all the fights, man. They're my biggest supporters, my biggest fans, and they're my best friends. So I really love having them nearby, having them front row, and they're always right there in my corner. They can hear no matter where I'm at in the country, no matter where I'm competing in the world, they're always right there with me.
Hey, Clay, real quick, is your phone on speaker by chance?
No, it's not. Do you want me to put it on speaker?
No. It just sounds a little bit muffled. Not sure what that is exactly, but it's okay. We can roll through it. Just wanted to see.
Is this a little bit better?
Yes, it is. That sounds great.
Right.
Okay, so let's get to it, man. You're taking on BJ Penn. When the UFC called you and said, hey, we want you to fight Mr. Penn, what went through your mind?
Oh, man. First of all, yeah, I mean, all the incredible fights that BJ put on, he paved the way for not just the lightweight division, but pretty much the UFC. You know what I mean? He's done so much for the sport, so much for, so many up-and-coming fighters, and I was just so excited and thrilled that they would ever offer us a fight like that, and I could not turn it down because that's not our style. We accept every fight with open arms, and to compete against a legend like BJ, he's more than just a legend. He's, one of the creators. He's a pioneer, and he's a prodigy for a reason. So we're super excited about this matchup.
Okay, so let's just be honest about this conversation. I know what you're going to get out of it. You beat a guy like BJ Penn. That looks great on your resume, no doubt. And certainly I'm in no position to challenge all the nice things you said about him, but he hasn't won a fight since 2010. Do you really believe in your heart of hearts that this is a guy that should still be competing?
You know what? Someone brought that to my attention the other day. It was a close friend of mine who's a huge fight fan. He's very knowledgeable about the sport. And I couldn't believe it when he said that. It's been 2010 since he won a fight. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to, believe that. It's hard to think that, a guy that was, a former two-time champion, in lightweight and welterweight, hasn't won a fight in, 9+ years. It's pretty incredible. But, having, getting in the cage with someone like BJ Penn, is, it's an opportunity you can't turn down. And, he's the only one, and his camp and his family are the only ones to say, if he should be competing or not. So that's totally up to him. I'm not in a position to say that. So I'm accepting the fight, and we're going to put on a show for the fans.
Do you, when this fight was announced, I was like, ooh, there are some interesting elements here. I saw a lot of people saying, well, this is going to be competitive because Clay's going to go into BJ's guard. Now, we never know how the fight goes, but I actually feel like people are sleeping on your striking here a little bit. You were going toe-to-toe with Brian Ortega for a long time. Obviously, things didn't end up going your way, but you showed a lot of great striking there. Do you think people are forgetting about your striking a little bit?
Yeah, you know what, people, everyone knows we're going to wrestle in every fight. We always get it to the ground, or we try to get it to the ground, whether it's at the beginning of the fight, first round, if it's towards the end of the fight. I would have been well advised to take it to the ground against Ortega, towards the end of the fight. But, came up a little bit short in that one, unfortunately. And our striking game is definitely coming around every single day out here at Team Alpha Male with, my boxing coach, Joey Rodriguez. Our striking coaches, Chris Holdsworth, Danny Castillo, Mike Malott. We're getting much better on the feet every day, and we're always improving our stand-up game. So we're more versatile every camp, every fight. So expect to see, put it on the feet, and definitely, I'm always going to wrestle. That's what we're born and raised to do. So this fight's definitely going to go to the ground, and we're going to definitely have to watch out for a slick guy like BJ, who's dangerous everywhere. He's got tricks up his sleeve, and he's one of the most dangerous fighters. I don't care how old he is. I don't care when the last time he won a fight is. That guy could slip a submission on you from any time, anywhere, any place.
Yeah, thinking of that though, what would you say his submission threat is the strongest? Close guard, from like finding his way to the back? Where do you think he really is the most dangerous in that consideration?
I definitely think his transitions from from his guard to taking a guy's back, whether it be an arm drag or excuse me, hopping up and snapping you down, going behind, whatever it may be. He's very versatile down there, and he's been down there so many times, and he was the first the first American Brazilian world champ or something like that, or won a Brazilian world title or something down there. So he's got a lot of tricks, and we'll be expecting everything, but we'll be well prepared for everything he has.
Yeah, he was the first American to win the Mundials, the World Championships, way back when. Yeah, and then he got his black belt in 4 years too.
That's unheard of. Wow.
All right, so the going to Brazil part. Here's what's interesting: are you going to be the hero or the villain down there?
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys. What do you think? I mean, we fought in Brazil before. We fought a Brazilian down there. Didn't go too well for us, but you know what? They were super, super supportive. So I feel like we're definitely going to be welcome down there. I've heard that BJ is training down there, so he's got a huge Brazilian fan base, and he's a favorite wherever he goes. So I expect the crowd to be cheering for both of us, and the crowd can definitely expect an amazing fight, and they know we're going to put it out on the line as always. So I don't know if I'm going to be the favorite or the villain in this one. That's a tough question.
My hunch is that with BJ being who he is in the game and then training in Brazil with some of those guys down there, he's probably going to be the fan favorite, but I guess one never really knows. Let me rewind to his last fight against Ryan Hall. Is there a whole lot to read into that? Like, you and Ryan Hall probably have opposite games.
You know what? It's very, like you said, almost complete opposites. He definitely goes for the takedown, but in a different way. He kind of shoots and, he pulls guard. I'm always, looking, to take top position just because of my wrestling game, my ground and pound, pass the guard, take the guys back. Ryan Hall is just, he's a master, just like BJ Penn is. Their ground game is so next level. But, like they say, once you get on top and you start raining down punches, things, the whole tide of the fight changes real quick. So I hope BJ's leg is okay. I know he's training hard for this fight, and I'm glad, he accepted it. I'm glad he put it out there, and I know it's going to be incredible. So I hope, Ryan's doing well too. I know he's going to have a big fight after coming off a huge submission win over BJ Penn. So I'm definitely interested to see what he has next as well.
What does a win over Penn get you?
It gets us back in the win column. Having, a finish is what we're going for BJ, obviously, just like every fight. Beating, like I said, not just a legend, he's a Hall of Famer. And, having a win over BJ Penn, like, someone like that is, it puts you in the next echelon. I don't care how old he is. He is he's the creator of the lightweight division, in the early modern day, if you will. You know what I mean? Him and Jens Pulver, they paved the way for us. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for guys like them. So that gets us, relevant again, and it gets us, back into maybe talking about, maybe a top 10 guy.
Your last fight was in June of 2018. Were you out for any injury? Were the right matchups not coming? Like, how come where there was relative inactivity? Only one time you fought in 2018.
Yeah, it was just, there wasn't a whole lot of fights. We'd been trying to fight, in the fall, excuse me, after the last one. And, the UFC is so busy now, and there's so many athletes under contract. It's just kind of hard to get fights right now. So we took our time. We waited for, the phone call. And once we got it, we jumped at the opportunity.
Clay, how are things going at Alpha Male? I looked at your Instagram before today's show. You seem to be fitting in right in there. Tell me how it has been since you have made the move.
I've been out here for about 4 years now, and it was a very, very smooth transition. Uriah Faber does a great job, with his facility. I call it the Mecca of MMA. He's got a new facility. It's almost 2 years old now, and it's really a one-stop shop. You got he runs it like a college wrestling program because that's, his pedigree. He's got a wrestling background. All sorts of wrestlers, from Chad Mendez to Cody Garbrandt, Darren Elkins, Andre Feely, the list goes on and on. Lance Palmer. It's just, there's so many top level. Josh Emmett's got a big fight coming up. So, obviously I'm a wrestler, so it's natural for me to, be attracted to a place like this. And, the coaches and, former fighters like Danny Castillo, they really, really run this place. They got it so dialed in, and hopefully they're going to be expanding in the near future. But it really is it's a perfect fit for me. More of a wrestling base, and they know how to utilize my strikes and my takedowns, and get the fight to where we want it. So it's been a perfect fit for me so far in these past few years.
Have you, when you moved there, did you inherit any of the Team Alpha Male's got a lot of guys everybody loves, but it's not, it's not some secret that they had some beef with TJ Dillashaw. And that seems to be mostly behind them at this point. But when you move there, sometimes guys move to a team and they kind of inherit that beef. Did you inherit it in any capacity, or did you just sort of stay away from it one way or the other?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was here before all that beef started. So, TJ's a friend of mine, so I don't get caught up in any of that, any of the drama. Not my place.
Do you, I asked Uriah about this, but I think he had some family thing going on. What do you make of the ongoing, I don't know, what do you want to call it, dispute between Justin Buccholz and his assessment of what happened with Cody Garbrandt and the gym generally? Do you have any comment about that?
Yeah, same here. I stay out of that stuff as well. I just focus on what I have, at task and, and my teammates, and that's all I can, excuse me, that's all that I stay focused on and that I, wrap my hands around.
Fair enough. So let me ask you this then. This I think you can speak to. You've been there 4 years. Can you speak to your technical development while you've been there?
Yeah, my game has definitely been improving every single day. It's people saw me coming from Jackson, Winklejohn out to here, and they see the improvement in my stand up. You saw it a little bit in the Ortega fight. You saw it in the Eric Koch fight, Joe Lazan fight. So expect to see it. Unfortunately, we got a little bit rear-ended in the my last fight last June in Chicago, and I'm looking to make good on that fight this next one. So you can definitely see an improvement in my hands, the stand-up game, but always realize that we're a threat on the ground, and we're getting better every single day. So it's definitely been a good fit out here, and I'm looking to get back to the old ways of the carpenter, putting these guys down and ground and pounding them.
Well, you know what? If your parents can't make it all the way to Brazil, I know they're going to have probably the best watch party anybody could ever hope for. So we got to get pictures of that one way or the other. Clay, wish you nothing but the best of luck. You don't need it. UFC 237 on May 11th when you face BJ Penn. And thank you for making some time for us today. We really appreciate it.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you guys so much. I always appreciate the support. Check out our brand, our supplement brand, maxuppermuscle.com. Check us out at Instagram, Clay Guida. Thank you guys so much. And I can't wait to get in there and scrap it up with a legend like BJ Penn. Thank you guys so much.